It's going to be quick speeches, half time of the rugby. Thanks, Mel. Danielle's asked me to say a few words and try to make it amusing, brief and revealing, like a pair of Damo's budgie smugglers. Damo also thought he'd get a fellow accountant to speak so he can claim this as a work conference and claim it as a tax deduction. Welcome to the Coogee Surf Club, where Dame's a life member and his dad was a champion sprinter. You might even recognise Phil in the club team photo of 1925. Is this thing on? You can hear me at the back.
Too close to me out, pull it away.
Yeah, it might be too loud. Hang on. Some people have made a big effort to get here, including Dan's family all the way from Melbourne. And Rich is all the way from Newport, which is also a long way when you're drink driving. A bit of housekeeping. The club's asked me if people could refrain from getting on the chairs and tables for my standing ovation. And that Brad DeBow keeps his clothes on. It's great to see some pretty crazy 80s outfits. Like Dame's sister Mel is an Indian, and she didn't even know it was a fancy dress. It's disturbing. It's also disturbing to see some stuff I haven't seen since the 80s, like mullets, fluoro shirts, hair on the top of my head, and Sal's playing in the semi-final. How times have changed. When I met Dame 20 years ago at Barrack first grade Colts, he was a tough, tenacious halfback.
First grade. One game.
He was a tough, tenacious halfback who started every day downstairs in the gym. Now he starts every day with a homemade breakfast and a piccolo latte. If you don't know what that drink is, congratulations, you're not gay. Over the years we've had a lot in common, but one of the differences is that I went bald with dignity and Dame's been rubbing Rogaine into his head for 15 years. Dame, you're 40, it's over, give it up. And with the money you save, you can buy enough Viagra to save your marriage. They say you're officially over the hill, but I think you've been there for years. Last time Dame did the city to surf, he got beat by a guy with a polar bear outfit. At touch football, he's knackered after his warm-up runs. When he knocked himself out recently, we weren't sure if it was concussion or Alzheimer's. Professionally, he works in compliance, but even his wife doesn't know that is. But he's a wealth of information for anyone at JP Morgan who wants to have a laksa for lunch. Dame's had an aptitude for compliance ever since he was a prefect, and he got one kid suspended for smoking pipe. So he's always been comfortable mixing bureaucracy with hypocrisy. I live with Dame. There's another page of this. I lived with Dame for a while, before he earned big dollars, and he used to be a real tight ass. He's still a tight ass. I'm just saying he used to be as well. He's got a tattoo of a butterfly on his shoulders because that's what flies out every time he opens his wallet. Sure, he used to own a hot car, but that's because it didn't have any air conditioning. It got its airflow after it was used in an armed hold-up and got riddled with bullets. Fortunately, the thieves got caught because they stole the slowest shitbox in Sydney. Dame loves the 80s so much that he still uses all the technology from that era, like his mobile phone, his VHS player, his Discman, and tonight for his 80s compilation cassette tapes. He only got the internet hooked up last year when he discovered w.freeporn.com. But these types of austerity measures have made him the only 40-year-old I know who's in the eastern suburbs who's paid off his mortgage. It makes him the first Greek to pay off anything. And he did treat the family to a holiday in Penang recently. I overheard Dan saying it's good whilst it lasted, but she wished it was longer. Apparently she was talking about Dane's penis. Let me know when I go too far. But Dane's a man of many talents, if you include burping, farting and scratching your balls at times. He's finally grown out of the last one because his balls are hanging too low for him to reach. And the burping and farting relates to his other passion, eating. At uni, Dame enrolled in a sandwich course because he thought it was free food. When he was young, he tried to run away from home, but the fridge was too heavy. He loves salami, ham, prosciutto. The only cured meat he doesn't like is the devon on the back of his head. I forgot to add any sentimentality to this. He's lived a life so rich and fulfilling that he's got his son living an exact replica. He's enrolled Ollie in rugby, Coogee Primary, Coogee Nippers, Little Athletics and Scots College. He's the type of father who wants his son to follow in his footsteps even after he's stepped in dog shit. He even wants Ollie to lose his virginity at the same age as Dame. Of course, it won't be at the same place because a touch of class closed down last year. And it won't be with the same girl as Angelique sadly passed away after a long battle with herpes. Okay, I'm kidding. It was AIDS.
How much are you paying him?
Okay, I'm making this up. For his teenage years, I was expecting Shags, Kingsley, Steve and Rat to prepare some lines. Unfortunately, they slaughtered them all before the... There's a lawyer amongst that crowd. Clearly he loved his time at Scots College. He still organises a school reunion, and only a day after Ollie was born, he wrote to Scots with an application. A day after Sophia was born, he also wrote to Scots, saying if anyone ever touched his daughter, he'd cut their balls off. But coming from Randwick boys, I could never understand why a tight ass like Damo would spunk 25 grand on a private school education. From what I could tell, the only thing he got from Scots was an overblown sense of entitlement, a talent for speaking backwards, an ability to hold a 20-cent coin between his ass cheeks. Dane considers someone refined if they can recite verbatim the script to Flying High, Blazing Saddles and the Naked Gun Tour, or if they listen to the Hard-Ons. Coincidentally, on the way here, I bumped into someone on a former school captain from Scots and asked him what was the big deal about going there. He started banging on about the expert tuition, the great sporting tradition and the well-connected old boys network. I was starting to get convinced until finally the light went green and I told him to get his squidgy mop away from my windscreen. But I guess it's just another example of when Damo commits to something, he remains loyal for life. Whether it's his team, his work, his mates and his family. On behalf of everyone here, we're looking forward to returning that loyalty today because you're such an awesome bloke and you're also paying for the drinks. We also want to celebrate many more with birthdays with you. So from the bottom of my heart, ease up on the cured meats and get your bucket ass to the gym. Are you going to do a speech or are you going to get the gym?
Everyone, the gym's downstairs.
Diamond,